Howdy once again. This is Barry Selby. Welcome to my daily Facebook Live. This is messages from the masculine number 69. Giving up the man of the house and the little lady. I hope this is going to wake some people up because it's time. I'm realizing that I have been pussyfooting around some of these conversations, and with the conversation I had today with a fellow coach, I figure it'd be time to speak directly to the topic at hand because this is what's been coming up. So pre-qualifying, giving you some information. My name is Barry Selby, as I mentioned. I'm a passionate champion for the divine feminine, and so I speak to that a lot. And I haven't spoken to this part in particular, so of course it's prime topic. I'm a best-selling author, speaker, and coach. Well, I hate the word coach. I have online programs and coaching, etc., etc. Again, I hate the word coach because of the only term I know to use it. And I've also been known as the love doctor to a lot of my friends and clients. This passion about the masculine and feminine has been really driving me for the last just over 10 years. I've been very invested and very involved in this work for a while. So when this topic came up today, I had to sit with it for a moment to go back and resource what I already know, but also speak to it from a place of inspiration versus admonishment. So bear with me. So hopefully you'll see this, and if you have any questions or comments and you're watching this in the replay, please put them below and I'll answer them as I go through. And if you join this live and you want to put comments in, and by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, this was recorded on Facebook Live, then I can respond to you in process, in journey, in the moment of the broadcast. So, to the topic at hand, giving up the man of the house and the little lady. This is the old model, and for some of you out there, you're going, yes, I know what it sounds like. And for some of you, you don't know what I'm talking about. So let me pre-frame it with some pieces. I've spoken before about what I call the undeveloped and developed masculine and the undeveloped and developed feminine. The reality is the man of the house is the undeveloped masculine, and the little lady is the undeveloped feminine. There's another label for them. I've got several other labels, but in this context, that's what I mean. So, but I want to speak to is the developed expression of each. And I'm just sitting with how I want to approach this. Let me just take it straight on, head on. In the conversation with my friend and fellow coach this morning, earlier, this morning? I think it was this morning. She was speaking about how her partner is really coming into his own, into his masculine, but she's having a challenge stepping into a feminine. And this speaks to the core of my work. So it really was like infuriating and also inspiring at the same time. So first of all, the fact that he's stepping into his masculine, which I call the developed masculine, which really is shifting from an internal me focus to an external serving and expression and vision type focus, such that the man who moves from the man of the house, which is really, to be honest, ego-driven, my way, the highway, I'm taking charge, I'm running the show, and it's a very machismo way of doing things, shifts to the masculine, which is I'm trusting my inner strength, my guidance, but I also have a vision and a purpose to deliver to the world that'll make a difference outside and beyond my life. That's one of the most basic differences between the macho and the masculine, one of the most basic differences between the undeveloped and developed masculine. So that's one piece. Let's speak to the feminine side, because this is where the issue, the stuckness is in this conversation. She was telling me that she was having a hard time disengaging from that because she didn't want to be the little lady, and I absolutely 100% agree, concur, and am emphatic about that being the case, that she shouldn't and needn't step into that role of the little lady, because that is the old model. Now, anybody who's under about 35, 30 years old may not even know what I'm talking about, but those who are older than that, which is usually my audience, will understand where I'm coming from. The little lady was the woman who basically was at home taking care of everything because the man was taking care of everything else. She was the homemaker. She was the child raiser. She was the cook, cleaner, and bottle washer, and all that sort of stuff, which is what a lot of women have programmed in the back of their mammalian brain, I would guess, the subconscious, because that's the programming that was implanted by their parents and their mothers. I do not support that. I'm sorry. I mean, as much as I love my mother when she was alive doing that, it's not something I want my partner to do, and it's not something I want my friend to do either, because the developed feminine isn't that. That's what it used to be. The little lady was the undeveloped feminine. It's really the meek, mild, weak female energy. I don't know a better way of putting it. I'm still looking for languaging on that. But the recognition is for the full expressed feminine, the developed feminine, it is a place of power. Now, this is where it's going to get interesting. At least I hope it is. I'm waiting to see what comes through. So bear with me. I love these talks. They're always so on the cutting edge for me because I have no idea what's going to come through. So I'm just trusting it. There's a sense for a lot of women when men step into the masculine that somehow the man is winning. That he's out there doing his thing and he's being in charge and knows what he's doing, and she's not sure what to do. Because in a relationship, as I've said before in previous broadcasts, when a woman is in her masculine as well, she's the ball buster, or can be the ball buster, which is really conflicting between the masculine and the feminine, or between the man and the woman rather, because they're both in the masculine. It's out of alignment for any relationship paradigm. It's functional when men and women have to work together in certain environments, but it's not functional in romance. That's clear, I hope. If it's not, please ask questions and I'll explain more. So when a woman shifts to the feminine, that for a lot of women out there, you think, and I know because you've told me, that if I'm not doing what I'm doing like the men and copying the men and being successful in business, I'm giving something up, I'm losing, I'm stepping down, I'm being quieter than, I'm becoming lesser than. And I want to say to you, not true. Okay? I'm just making sure that lands first. You get the point I'm going to go in with this, and I want to open the door and explain this more. Ladies, when you give up the masculine, you actually grow bigger from that. Because, no, I'll hold the because for a second. I want to just ponder this point for a moment, because some of you, it's going to take like 4 times for you to get what I'm trying to say here, and attempting to get into your minds and hearts. Ladies, being a masculine is a limited expression of your beingness. Are you getting this? Is this landing? Are you making sense of this? I'll get to what you can be instead and what that really means, because some of you are going, but, shh, patience. So, man steps into his masculine. The man becomes expressing himself in his legacy, in his purpose, in his vision, which is wonderful. It's directional, it's strong, it's grounded, it's in his presence, and ideally makes him damn attractive to you, because he's not driven by his ego, pushing and shoving and being bullish, actually being comfortable, confident, and calm in himself as he goes out to do things in the world, which is a very attractive quality. I know, because ladies have told me this. So ladies, I've given you the clarity that you do not want to be in the masculine when it comes to romance. You do not want to be copying the men and being in the male way of doing things, which may be what supports your business and your success, but it's messing up your love life. I know. I dated 3 women like this. I know what it feels like to be on the receiving end. So I can speak from experience. It sucks. And, ladies, when you step into your feminine, it's not about you being the little lady. That's what I'm saying. Give that up. Here's the so what am I looking for? Here's the juice. Here's the gold, as it were, at the bottom of the rainbow. When, ladies, you give up being in the small self of the little lady, or being the machismo, copying the men, masculine, you get to express what I call and what I know is the feminine. Now, before you run off with that one, let me bring you back in. Stay with me. The feminine has been directed into certain presentations in different ways over the last 30 years differently. So let me just pre-qualify it and spelling what I mean by these, because again, for you, when you hear the word feminine, you might think one of these few things. One of which is the feminist movement, which is doing it for ourselves and screw the men, we don't need you. That's actually the masculine energy, which is the macho energy, which women took on after the sexual revolution, just so you're aware of that. And I've talked about this before, and I'm passionate about this, that ladies, when you step into that mindset, that cultural stuff, it's debilitating to the men and debilitating to your soul. So don't do that, please. That's one. Second one is that for many of you ladies out there, when you think of the feminine, you think of the goddess movement, which really got launched in the mid-80s, late 80s. Or it was very small then. It's grown big in the last 15, 20 years. That's wonderful as a pressure relief. I'm going to be careful I walk. This is a minefield I'm walking through, so I'll be very careful what I say here. For many women, the goddess movement is the first step to realizing their full potential. I personally believe, and yes, I'm a man saying this, that the goddess movement is not the destination. It's a stopping point on the journey. Because ladies, when you step into the goddess energy, it's discovering your flow, your grace, your divine expression in this movement of energy that moves through. And it's not the destination. I want to make this clear. For you in the feminine, ladies, when you own the feminine that you're meant to be, hold that thought for a second. I just need to back up and just recalibrate something. Masculine energy and feminine energy generally align with the male and female gender, but not always. So in this context, what I'm explaining here for the feminine energy and the masculine energy, I'm usually aligning masculine energy with men and feminine energy with women, because that's the that's the general alignment. It can be the other way around. And in gay relationships, it has both in the same gender, obviously. Obviously. Okay, back on track. The feminine, which is in the woman, when she's moved through the goddess energy, she is owning that, and she now has it taken in almost, she's taking it on like new skin. In fact, it's deeper than that. It's in the soul. Ladies, when you grab your feminine energy and you own it and you claim it, you're really starting to decouple from the masculine containment, the structure that the male energy is. Very structured. The feminine is in the flow. That's the real clear difference. And when you, ladies, when you realize that the goddess movement, the goddess energy that you're expressing, which is the stepping stone, isn't the destination, but is a opening to the next level, this is where the magic is. And this is what I'm doing for my friend who was doing to earlier, so she would watch this hopefully later on. Ladies, when you step into the goddess movement, you move through it, you leave behind all of that make like the men, act like the men, and the little lady. You actually step into your, what I would call something the equivalent of High Priestess Queen, the High Priestess Warrior Queen. That's a long title, but it kind of covers different aspects. There's a power you have, ladies, when you're in your feminine that is magnitudes greater than our masculine energy. Let me be really honest about this. You ladies have a gift that you have not even tapped into yet, which is why I keep doing these videos, to inspire, awaken, and encourage you, because we need you. I'm just going to say it, we need you. When you're in your feminine, when you own your feminine, you claim and you step into it, you bring forward these qualities of the priestess, the warrior, and the queen. And let me just explain those three so you know what they mean by those, because the old ones you left behind, which I talked about, are contained and are limited. Even the goddess in that flow and groove is nice. It's transformational for women, but it's the stepping stone to the power that is available yet, which I talk about, that thank you for that, which the priestess, the queen, and the warrior are part of. So let me give you explanation. I'm not going to the Game of Thrones reference, which I could, but ladies, when you're in the power of your true feminine magnificence, the priestess is the spiritual connection. The priestess is the recognition that you're one with the universe, with spirit, God, whatever you call that. That is an unlimited resource you can tap into any time. That's one. Secondly, the queen. This is, for me, well, Alison Armstrong, one of my teachers, talks about this. But the queen is really the expression of royalty, the monarchy that is benevolent. Is the word. Benevolence is a level of understanding that there's a unity and connection. A true queen, as was just pointed out in this, is about being connected and being together, and also about collaboration. The warrior, and I'll come back into my second all of these again, but the warrior is one who doesn't take bullshit. That's one part of it. So when a woman's in her feminine, she will not tolerate a man who's not in his masculine. She will cut him off at the knees. Correctly so. There are women out there who are putting up with such crap from their men because the men are not stepping into their masculine. Now, some men are putting up with crap from the women who are not stepping into their feminine. So it's equally yoked. That's what I heard on the broadcast today. It's equally offensive. Put it that way. So, for you ladies out there, first is to take the reins of your life back, to own your magnificence, stepping into your flow, stepping out of the contained box of masculine energy, the macho energy, to claim your feminine gifts beyond the goddess into the priestess, the warrior, and the queen. You can do all three, because one of the gifts of the feminine is multitasking. You have the ability to have diffuse awareness, can do all three at once. But all three of those aspects are what I think I believe a fully evolved feminine woman is expressing and is available and has resource in availability to. In daily life, because I really just break this down to nuts and bolts, the priestess is one who has a deeper appreciation for life, for a partner, for a family, for the life those around her. It's a reverence. It's also a almost more direct connection to that inner wisdom inside of herself. The queen in daily life is one who basically is equal to her king. The man in his warrior, man is masculine stepped into the king as she stepped to a queen. It's an equal, respectful, and royal partnership. Try that one on for size. That's part of it too. So that's daily life, is you have the equality with your partner. So it isn't a little woman, it isn't the little lady, it's not the man of the house. It's equally partnered. Third one, which is the warrior. This is where women forget that you have an immense power. Because the masculine warrior is one who's the hunter that goes out and does things. But the thing about the masculine warrior is that we are very good at single focus. We have a linear way of being that is targeting towards the goal. So we'll go out there and approach our prey and capture it, and we succeed, and we're done. We don't have the ability to do more than one thing at once very well. It's not our strength in the masculine. Ladies, when you're in your feminine warrior, you can do more than one thing at once, which could actually be... Ooh, just had a thought. If we're out hunting together as warriors together, we are good at long-range focus, to be able to focus on one target and aim for it. You ladies have the power to protect us, yes, by having a wider view of what's happening in front of us, beside us, and behind us that we will not see. So the feminine gifts you bring with your partner is that level of support from a higher level. It's interesting. It's a true expression of leadership and partnership and support rolled into one. I'm discovering this as I'm saying it, so I'm trying this out for size. If you get value from this and you think about this, please comment below in live stream or the broadcast or the replay. So I'm realizing there's about 15 different things in here I'm sort of trying to bring forward. So keeping this contained, so I want to keep this relatively short. The power that you ladies have is so much greater than you've been given credit for. Okay, let me say this piece too, this is coming up. The world today, the Western world today, particularly the United States, has had a poor track record of honoring, respecting, and supporting ladies you being in the feminine. So I'm to make sure you hear this from me, if not from anybody else. You have within you and your feminine magnificence. As I said before, the priestess, the queen, and the warrior, which this country and this political structure and this media-run society does not express, sustain, or inspire you with. There are occasional spikes in the force where you see this, like Wonder Woman or some of the Game of Thrones characters or some of the other shows out there that are entertainment, but are really showing you through the veil the power you really have. So hear it from me and see it in the world. Notice it when it does show up, that there's reminders to you ladies that your power is much bigger than you've been given permission, credit, or knowledge of. Wow. So I'm just feeling this. So this is probably one of the biggest downloads I've had for about talking about the feminine for a while, and it really is the core of my message about these messages from the masculine to inspire the feminine heart. So this is number 69 in this series, and I'm just thinking if there's anything else to come through whilst I'm just waffling to fill in the gaps. I hope this is of value to you. I hope you take this to heart. This is a power of expression that ladies, I don't even know if you had. Oh, this is the other part that just reminded me. Thank you. I knew it would come through. So I mentioned about how you ladies in the feminine and daily life can practice in the priestess and the queen. In the warrior, I want to add this piece too. I said about how in the world it's like the masculine with single focus going for one thing, and you ladies can be the protector and also the overseer of what's happening. In partnership, if you team up with your partner, and this is what I'm actually creating in my own life, romantically, is a partnership where we fit together because our skills overlap but are different. So in daily life, what you can, ladies, you can be for your man, your partner, your husband, your masculine partner, is be that which is watching for everything to work out. Be in a place of alignment, not just blind trust, but real confidence and support to walk side by side. Again, side by side with your partner, not behind, but side by side. Now, when I talk about gentlemanly behavior, I do invite men to let his woman walk ahead of him, but that's a different context. That's a physical thing. I'm talking about energetic here. I think I've said the point. Be equal, be honorable, be equal and different. Masculine and feminine in evolved states are equal but different, very different. And I hope this talk has explained what those differences are to a degree. There's more to come, because there'll be number 70 tomorrow. These are my daily broadcasts on Facebook Live. This is number 69 in the series. They're all stored on my website under barryselby.com. Look at the video blog and you'll see them all listed there from the newest to the oldest. This will be there shortly. If you know anybody who should watch this, and there probably might be a few women who need to watch this, and some men too probably, please share this out with them. And take this to heart. This is really, it's important. Maybe I'm delusional, I think it's only important to me. I hope it's important to you too. Yeah, so any questions, comments, put them below and I'll answer them after the broadcast. Feel free to share with people who think you will get value from it, and also remember your truth. Honor yourself and respect yourself. Be it masculine or feminine. Own your truth. Okay, I'm back in tomorrow with more. This is the end of this Facebook Live number 69. Number tomorrow will be number 70. Wow. Okay, take care. Bye.